Welcome everyone. Today I have what you've all been waiting for, and that is the Marvel Legends Doc Ock Deluxe figure, which is based on the Spider-Man No Way Home film. So this figure is finally here, and I can't wait to get it open for you guys. But first, let's go over a few details. So as you know, Doc Ock is also known as Dr. Otto Octavius, and he's a nuclear scientist who experimented with large mechanical limbs in a lab. However, the experiment went awry, and the limbs fused to his spine and corrupted his mind. All this made him insane. He died in Spider-Man 2, but he returned in Spider-Man No Way Home due to a spell by Doctor Strange, which inadvertently brought the villain back. In regard to the packaging, you can see Doc Ock on the front, and the image looks really good. And there's a larger image of him on a yellowish-orange background. Then here's the left side and the right side. At the back, there's another image of the figure, and to the right is an image of two of the tentacle claws and the alternate hands. And then we have the top and the bottom. Alright, let's check out the head sculpt first. In regard to his hair, it looks really good, and it's got a wavy design. Also, if you look closely, you can see that his shades are translucent, so his eyes are quite visible. Looks good. The face sculpt looks good as well, and while it's not 100%, the figure's facial likeness to Alfred Molina is pretty good. Overall, this is a very nice looking head sculpt. In regard to the rest of the figure, the green outer trench coat looks amazing, and the various creases enhance the detail of the coat overall. In addition, the buttons on it are sculpted really well. The long brown coat underneath has a zipper, and the zipper detailing looks very good. In addition, both the outer and inner trench coats have a good amount of flexibility. And as we turn our attention to the black shirt, you can see a whole lot of texturing on it. In addition, this metallic framework piece that encircles the lower abdomen looks good, and it's quite flexible. There's also quite a bit of detail engraved on each of these horizontal framework pieces. As for the pants, they too look great. The brown gloves and shoes look good as well. Here's a view of the back of the figure, and you can see that the mechanical claws are not attached, but once I get them on, we can go over the tentacles in depth. So before I attach the pincers, let's go over all of the accessories. So as you can see, there's 3 sets of pincers for the tentacles, and we'll go over those one by one. Then he has some alternate hands. Here's the first set of pincers, and these are the gripping ones. They look very cool, and you can see the high quality design of these pincers, as their mechanical appearance looks top notch. Their primary color is gunmetal gray. They also have a black wash on them, and there's a slight light gray paint application around the center area. The maroon colored piece in the very center basically indicates the AI activity and presence in the tentacle appendages. Next, here are some more pincers, and these are articulated. So you just close them up like this. Pretty neat. They have a similar color scheme to the first two, and they also have the AI light in the center. These two pincers in particular are very rigid, and they're flat in design. They look amazing, just like the others, and these have a gunmetal gray finish entirely. Overall, these are perfect for standing Doc Ock on due to their completely rigid, flat design. So when you're putting Doc Ock in some of his most well-known tentacle poses, these would offer the best stability. Then here's the alternate hands for Doc Ock, which are open hands. Looks good. So here's a view of the tentacles uncoiled and the pincers attached. And I have to say, this is one amazing looking figure, and these tentacles are designed so well. One important thing to know is that these tentacles are sturdy, and I mean very sturdy. Essentially, the strength of these tentacles will ensure that he is properly supported when he is elevated by them. There's like a very strong wire inside of the tentacles, and that's good. Overall, the design of these tentacles exhibits high quality. And basically, these strong tentacles will be able to support him in a myriad of poses, which is excellent. At the back here, take a look at the holes in the trench coat. You can see the sculpted detail around the ripped areas due to the tentacles. It looks very good. And taking a closer look at the tentacles, you can see a lot of intricate texturing on them, and they are gunmetal gray. These really do look phenomenal. Here's a view of the figure again with the gripping pincers on the lower tentacles and the articulated pincers on the top tentacles. And you can see how well the tentacles support his weight. And in regard to what I said earlier, the two flat pincers offer the figure the most stable support when he's elevated on the tentacles. And for even more support, I also set a third tentacle on the ground, which has an articulated pincer. Then here's a look at the alternate hands. Next, here's Dr. Octavius with the articulated pincers on the two bottom tentacles. And here, both articulated pincers are closed. And here's another view of the figure. Then here's the articulation for the figure. He looks up easily, and he looks down very easily. His head can turn from side to side, and the head can tilt easily as well. Next, the arms raise up entirely. Full arm rotation, bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, the wrist can swivel around, and here's a hinge. Due to the plastic piece here around the lower abdomen and waist, he can only do a small ab crunch. And he basically bends backwards only that much, so it's very minimal. Waist swivel, and he can pivot at the waist a little. The legs extend out to the sides this much. They go forward this far, and they can only move back this much due to the coats. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and the lower legs can only bend back if you fold up the lower sections of the coats. The foot goes up that far. It goes down that far. Ankle pivot. So this is definitely another amazing figure by Hasbro. Everything looks really good. There's a whole lot of sculpted detail on the figure. The head sculpt looks good, and likewise, the sculpting on the overall body mold looks amazing, especially in regard to the two trench coats, the shirt, and the framework plating around the abdomen. Regarding the tentacles, their design is top-notch, as they have very strong wiring and excellent sculpting, and they're just very well executed overall. As for the articulation, it's limited, but that's to be expected due to the trench coats. Basically, there's a whole lot to like about this villain, and I am very impressed with it, as the entire design of the figure was executed very well. In addition, the Spider-Man No Way Home wave has been one of the best waves this year by Hasbro, and I know that next year will offer excellent lines of figures as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and please leave a like and subscribe.